Bugger. Howdy, everyone. It's Sam. I hope you're doing really well. If you're new around here, I hope I can get you to consider liking the content and subscribing to the channel. And if you are a regular around these here parts, thank you very much for the continuous support. In a battle of second versus fourth in the 6 p.m. Friday night slot, we saw the Cowboys host the Sharks up in Townsville. And the end result was the away team walking away with the 2 points, 26 points to 12 in a pretty entertaining game of rugby league. And the North Queensland Cowboys, man, it pays to have a good year sometimes, doesn't it? The State of Origin stars mostly did not back up in this game, and one for Cronulla Sharks as well. But it's a loss that don't know. It's not that I saw coming, but it's an Origin affected loss. Cop it on the chin. Let's regroup when they have their meeting on Tuesday. They've now got 3 or so days off before they have their next game in 9 days' time. So they've got a long turnaround and just say, let's go crazy in our next game against the West Tigers. This game also had controversy, and just Cowboys Sharks games, whether it's close or it's a 13 plus points a margin, there's just controversy, man, always in these games. Like last year, Reece Robson was penalised for going so low on the limbo and he got penalised, but there was more controversy in this game, but we'll get into it. So the game kicked off with the Cowboys kicking off to Cronulla, and in the first 10-15 minutes, Cowboys were ill-disciplined, giving away penalties. Kyle Felt, I think, was the first one to give away a penalty, and the Sharks just were too fast. They were too hot to trot. I'd probably even say, reading this, it probably the 20 minutes is where the Cronulla Sharks won it. They came out and put in their best away performance of the year, in my opinion. And it was Jesse Ramian that scored a fast try inside the first 5 or so minutes on Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. And before you knew it, the Sharks were up 6 points to 0. And then come the 20th minute, the Sharks were on the attack again inside 20-meter zone. And the Cowboys were sort of at sixes and sevens. And it was Jesse Ramian that just got out from dummy half about 5 meters out, maybe less than that, and just crashed over to just barely graze the ball onto the grass. It is a try. It was very close to it, though. Like, I'm pretty sure it got sent up as a no try, and you obviously need conclusive evidence. And I think there was just a little bit of grass, a ball on the grass, man, only just. But then credit to the North Queensland Cowboys. They after they sort of got back into the groove of things, because it was a frantic, exciting, entertaining game. It was end to end, and the Sharks would make an error or two, Cowboys as well. But once the game started going a little bit set for set, and then the Cowboys were given a 6 again or a penalty, they went downfield, they earned a repeat set, and through Luciana Leilua, who then offloaded the ball to Cohen Hess, and then he himself offloaded to Taumalolo. That's where the game started to change for the North Queensland Cowboys. After that sequence, Luciana Leilua then sprinted from a little bit left of centre field to his regular position out on the right edge, after he threw that offload to Cohen Hess, who then threw it out to Taumalolo. And the ball went from Robson out to Cohen Hess, who then threw the ball to Chad Townsend. And Leilua just sucks in a defender, Cronulla defender, and then he throws the ball out to Peter Hiku. And Peter Hiku makes headway, and then he passes it out to Kyle Felt. And then Kyle Felt scores the Cowboys' opening try. And the score, I think, at that stage was 12 points to 6. And then, unfortunately, Cohen Hess, who seemed to be involved in a couple of things this evening, whether it be positive or negative, he unfortunately didn't we knocked on the set after points, and that was through Cohen Hess. Just it popped out. Um, and then the Cronulla Sharks got back onto the attack again. And after that, Dale Finucane, so involving Cohen Hess again, Cohen Hess was defending his line, and Dale Finucane was running a decoy run. And I don't think Dale Finucane made much of an effort to get out of the way of Cohen Hess. And Cohen Hess, I think, while he probably could have just barely lowered his arm, Dale Finucane just ran into Cohen Hess, and then there was a penalty given to Cronulla Sharks, and then it was 14 points to 6 after 29 minutes of play. And then for another 5 minutes, so around the 35-minute mark it was, the game went back into set for set. Cowboys again get rewarded through a 6 again, and a reward for completing sets and showing some good defense, where Nico Hines, who was very much on tonight, was kicking on fourth tackle, putting in some really clever kicks tonight. He was. But eventually, after going set for set again, it was in the 38th minute where Blake Brayley got sin bin for just hanging all over Tom Gilbert for way too long. So with 2 minutes to go, Cronulla Sharks, for the upteenth time in 2022, were down a man. As someone in a Cronulla Sharks game was sin binned. Tell me the last time someone wasn't, like it just seems to happen with Cronulla a lot. Anyway, down one man Cronulla were for the last 2 minutes of that first half. And then just simply, it was Tad Townsend who just popped a ball off to Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. And at halftime, the scores were 14 points to 12 in a pretty good game of footy. It was, I think, 80% completions. Either way, maybe one was better than the other. And I think just the only thing that the Cowboys had to do was just rectify the discipline. And also, I think the Cronulla Sharks just made too many meters. And they did run for more meters overall by more than 600 running meters, I think it was. And the Sharkies they were too fast, man, and they were too just in the zone to start the game. And it's not that the Cowboys really took a while to get into it. We weren't afforded to get into it, man. We were starved of it, of the pill. So anyway, Cowboys, I thought, with a bit more possession, and you know how possession goes in these games, if they get good ball and respect the pill, it's going to go a long way to them getting back into the contest. And it was high quality stuff. It was probably 2-3 areas in the first 10 minutes of that second half. And then it all came to a very controversial head in the 58th minute, after Sharks had made a couple of errors and Cowboys had made a couple of errors in that first 18 minutes of the second half. Jason Taumalolo broke the ankles of Blake Brayley, who tripped over. I think he beat Toby Rudolph and then William Kennedy. Jason Taumalolo got the ball from about 15 metres out and said, "I'm coming for you. I'm going right underneath that black dot under the goalpost." And he got there. It was a try. And then it went to the bunker. And what had happened is, when Taumalolo made that break, Reece Robson, as any other good rugby league player should do, was back up and support Jason Taumalolo, just in case if he popped the offload away for Reece Robson. But unfortunately, the bunker referee, Jared Sutton, decided that Reece Robson had obstructed Braden Hamlin-Uele 2 meters out from the try line in Braden Hamlin-Uele trying to stop a rampaging Jason Taumalolo 2 meters out. Not even Tui Kamikamika or Shane Webke or no one was stopping Jason Taumalolo from the distance that the referee judged Braden Hamlin-Uele to be in. Like, Hamlin-Uele definitely could have touched him, should have touched him, but he wasn't ever going to stop Taumalolo. Where is Reece Robson meant to go? And the air came out of the balloon in that moment. I gave a bit of a roar as well. I completely disagree with the decision. And the Cowboys, if that try stood, and it should have, the Cowboys were going to be up. They were going to be full of confidence, and the momentum would have swung back in their favor. And we could be talking about a different game. But that awful decision cost Cowboys a try. And in the space of 90 seconds, Cronulla Sharks from a scrum play fang it out to Katoa. Somehow Katoa ends up midfield. And I think he breaks a JTB and a Scott Drinkwater effort. And Katoa runs 50 meters to score a try. And unfortunately, Katoa may have done something to his shoulder, to something. So well wishes to him. But then the score was 20 points to 12. And then the Cronulla Sharks ended up scoring. Look, to be honest, Cronulla Sharks ended up scoring another try through, I think it was William Kennedy, because Ben Hampton knocked the ball on as well, or maybe that was the first try that happened. But Ben Hampton, there was a grubber ball put through by either Nico Hines or Matt Moylan, and then Ben Hampton, I just don't think he was outstretched enough. Ben Hampton knocked the ball backwards. It came out of his grips, and then I think it was Teague Wilton that went over and scored that very fortuitous try for the Cronulla Sharks, and thus the result was 26 points to 12. Again, it's an Origin affected loss. You just cop it on the chin, and yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. No one likes to lose, man, but I'm not sour about it. But my opinion is that Tamalolo try should have stood, and if it did, with about 20 minutes to go, Cowboys up by 4 points. Man, we're talking about a different game here, aren't we? And it's just not the case. So we can't go back in time, and it is what it is. And the Cowboys now have 9 days rest, playing tonight on Friday, and they're playing on a Sunday next week. And they have their Origin players back. I smell an absolute destruction of the West Tigers next Sunday. Cowboys are going to be up big time, especially with Ruben Cotter coming back into the fold for the North Queensland Cowboys. So I guess my best players on ground tonight, my bronze medalist would have been, I think the bronze medalist would have to go to Reece Robson. Particularly because he topped the tackle count more than any other player on the paddock. And I think he really worked his guts out tonight, man. I think his run meters weren't much, but I think he was pretty good out of dummy half tonight. And then my silver medalist for the evening, I'm going to give it to Luciano Leilua. Man, in limited touches, Leilua looks pretty bloody good, and he looks really revved up, man. He ran only 8 times, 492 meters. So you would like to see more, but again, the possession was just so hard to get and then maintain. And but every time Leilua touched the ball, man, he was a threat. He was making 10 or so meters. And also he had 36 tackles and maybe missed only 1 or 2 sort of thing. He had a couple of offloads in him. I thought Leilua was very, very strong for us tonight and kept us in the game longer than what we might have if we didn't have him in the lineup. And then my man of the match, while he did miss a few tackles, I thought Peter Hiku, who ran more than any other person on the field tonight at 237 running meters and made 15, 20-odd tackles himself, I thought Peter Hiku worked his ass off tonight, man, and he's just had a great season. He was a little bit off against the Brisbane Broncos last week, being responsible for their opening try, but I thought Peter Hiku for me tonight was the man of the match. I thought he was simply outstanding. So this loss, just to reiterate one more time, we were missing 6 of our regular startups, maybe even 7, and the Cronulla Sharks were playing at 90% full strength. They were missing Talakai and another gentleman of the name of Jack Williams, sort of thing. And the Cowboys stuck with them for 70 minutes before just too many errors cost us in the end. We were the team responsible for making one or two many errors and too many errors. And the Sharkies, man, I think Nico Hines was fantastic. Dale Finucane was solid defensively as well. And Jesse Ramian was just a menace. It was an absolute menace tonight for the Cronulla Sharks, scoring a double and just always posing a threat. But look, it's not nice to lose, obviously, but it's our first loss in 4 or so weeks, and it's no one likes an honourable loss, but it's an honourable loss. I think they put in a fantastic effort considering the players that were down, considering the calls that went against us. I think the ref. I just think we didn't get the rub of the green tonight, man, from the referees, and that just happens, and you just get a copper on the chin. So now the Cowboys are equal second with the Cronulla Sharks now as well. The Sharks reduced the Cowboys for and against to the same number as the Melbourne Storm now. So that 14-point for and against advantage we had on them is now gone. So Cronulla Sharks, that's arguably their best performance or one of their best wins of the year. That's a massive 2 points for the Sharkies tonight. But yeah, there it is. That's my reaction to the Cowboys and Sharks match that just happened. 26 points to 12 Sharkies coming up and making that home record for the Cowboys now 17 losses and 15 wins. So there you go, you bastards. And congratulations to all the Sharkies fans out there. And thanks everybody for tuning in. And I'll talk to you guys next week, and I'll be previewing the Cowboys Tigers contest with All Out Champa. I just need to confirm it, but I'll be joined by All Out Champa again, and potentially Nick from Australia too, to preview Cowboys versus Tigers. And that's that could be anything, that friggin' result. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in, and go you Cowboys. Talk to you guys later.